how your identity creates your destiny. And how who you think you are is keeping you from who you want to be. And why identity switching is what you need in order to make the money that you know you deserve. Hello, my name is Joanna Fatonji. I am a certified life mastery consultant, and in my work, I combine Harvard level neuroscience, skill development, social psychology, and wealth consciousness to help women entrepreneurs to create consistent 10K to 100K month. And today, I'm going to share with you why your old identity is huffing and puffing and struggling to make that work, let alone on a consistent basis, and how identity shifting is going to be the reference point, the starting point of making those 10K to 100K more effortlessly. All right, so let's dive right in. What is identity? I think that is the basis that we want to start with. And I want to explain identity as a cluster, a system, a network of thoughts and feelings. In science, in the scientific world, it's called the mind-body connection, which ultimately creates this loop, this automatic loop that creates your identity. The way you think creates the way you feel, and the way you feel is what you project out into the world, right? It's not only your thoughts, it's really the way you feel in your body about certain things, situations, people, places, and how you categorize whatever it is that is coming at you. So, the old identity, your old identity, maybe you are a highly professional woman, right? You have your degrees, you have been in academia, you have certain skills, knowledge, lived experiences, and you know that this is valuable. That's why you started a service-based business and knowledge-based business, meaning you help people to create results through your knowledge, right? This is the kind of woman that I'm speaking to. So that is who you are. And up until now, you have maybe been either employed or you have already created some results in your work, but not on a consistent, continuous basis. And now I'm going to shift into explaining why it is so important to start the building of your new life on the foundation of a new identity. Because shifting, switching into this new identity, I always like to say, is simply one decision in the mind. The reason why this identity cannot produce new results in an easy, effortless way, meaning in an aligned way, is because your old identity is not aligned with those results. This old identity is employed. This old identity doesn't feel safe or normal showing up online, presenting what she knows as an expert, creating the offer, and then inviting people into working with you, right? That's exactly what I do. So if you want to take this work deeper, I invite you to join my free community to get a taste and really get your feet wet into this identity shifting into your wealth identity. And then later on, we can see if we're a good fit to work together in the advanced programs. So the new identity, your new identity after the identity switch, is the foundation of your creation. Because this new identity, again, let's dive a little bit deeper into what identity is. This new identity, you just decide, I am now a six-figure business owner. You can be even more exact. I am now a six-figure consultant. I am now a six-figure business owner or service provider, or whatever applies to you. The more specific, the better. So I am now a six-figure business owner and beyond, and I make effortless sales. I make effortless sales online through acquiring customers online, getting them into maybe one-on-one conversations or into my membership. And this is how I generate a revenue for my highly efficient, highly result oriented programs. All right. So let's imagine that's your new identity. That's it. You decide for it, you define it, very important. You define it as clear as possible. And then you keep telling yourself this story. This is who you are. That's who you are. All right. So what happens now is, as soon as you tell yourself you are somebody new, you are a new identity, this is when your brain accepts it. Your brain accepts it. You have to start with the identity level, and your brain will accept whatever you continue to feed yourself in alignment with that identity. Then your body will feel normal, okay? Because this is who I am now. I am a six-figure business person. So I feel that. You feel it, you feel more and more safe with that. You feel that is my new normal, right? That is my new normal. I make 10K to 100K depending on where you are, a month or whatever. This is your new normal, and you learn to feel safe with it. The most important thing happens now, because life happens. Life will continue to happen when you identity switch. And what happens then is that things come towards you. Maybe now an inquiry, somebody wants to work with you, somebody applies for your membership, somebody asks you to work one-on-one with them, and so on, like the different channels. Or maybe even you go out and you go to the gym, and then you meet somebody that all of a sudden wants to talk to you about your own work. And then you will, like, this is happening subconsciously, you will ask yourself, like, why is this happening to me? And as soon as your mind just asks that question, your system will answer, because this is who we are, right? Compared to your old identity, it will be like why is this happening to me? And then there would be like a system error. But now it is normal, because you have the set point of, this is who I am. And of course, these things happen. And this is more in alignment, and your energy field is open to receive those things more. Good. The next thing that happens is that when you think, like when you decide this is the foundation, you decide that this is who you are, what happens next is you will generate more thoughts in alignment with that identity. And then you will also feel that way. This is what this identity does. You will feel that way, and then you will speak that way, and you will act that way. And speaking and acting repeatedly creates your behavior. This is where we get into behavioral science. And this behavior, continuous, creates new results. Again and again, again and again. I want to emphasize the importance of identity work is it's the foundation. It's the foundation of your alignment right? People always speak about alignment, but if you align a new result with your old identity, it's not aligned because, again, at certain points in your life will send you a feedback loop, like a question like, why is this happening to us? We can't sort it out. Like, it doesn't fit into our existing paradigm. It's also called paradigm, operating system, cluster of thought, right? All of, because one belief is not just one thought, it's just many thoughts that are interconnected in the brain, in the body. So this paradigm is going to be like error, error, error. This doesn't fit my understanding of myself, of my reality. Therefore, it feels unsafe and therefore it gets rejected. The people, the offers, the opportunity, the money, and it will feel like an upward hill battle. And with the identity shifting, you change the foundation, you change the root of it all, right? And then when there is a feedback loop, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, it's normal, right? I am a six-figure earner, and that's why this opportunity is coming in. Oh, this person wants to work with me. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm going to state my full price, and my full price is 11,000 and so on, right? Or 30,000, 27,000, whatever your premium offer is. But you will have to feel first that you are that person. Now you feel comfortable showing up, not only comfortable, but normal. In the beginning, it can still be a little bit, you have to get used to it, but you will feel a slight difference that it is normal for you to say those things because it is in alignment with who you say you are, your identity. Yeah. And then the rest of the cascade, the rest of the results formula is, this is who I am, like be, do, have, right? The identity of having it already or being it already does it. It's not someone who doesn't have it. It's not someone who doesn't even know what they're doing. The identity of that's me and that's my reality, that identity does it. And of course, when they do it, they get it because that is just in alignment with your set point. It is very scientific. It is very scientific. It's like you set the thermostat, right? You are the thermostat, and the thermostat is 30 degrees. And now everything in its environment has to meet you at 30 degrees. Everything that is below it will have to come up, and everything that is above it will have to come down. And that's why it's important to set the set point where you want everything to calibrate to adjust itself to. That is alignment. You decide that is the identity, it's the core, and then it radiates out, and this is what you attract. I don't want to get too scientific, but that is the beginning of your reality creation. It is first your identity shift. Come on. It is first your identity shift, and then everything else will follow accordingly. And this now feels more natural because it makes sense. It makes sense. Your brain is like, yeah, duh, that's who we are. You say who we are, and now that's obviously what follows. All right. So, very important, decide. I always like to say those words are interchangeably quantum shifting, identity shifting, deciding. Let's be practical, right? Deciding is simply deciding and then aligning. that is the goal. And this is what I help my clients with, is to identity shift, but then also to continue to practice. It's like being in the gym, to continue to practice, to be the identity, to stay in alignment with that identity, to continue to remind yourself, like, this is who I am, this is how she thinks, this is how she feels, this is how she acts, this is what she says, this is how she feels when she says those things, and these are the results that follow when she's aligned. So this version of you will think, yeah. So again, just to sum it up, the old identity needs to go, because this identity has a certain way of thinking, of feeling on autopilot. It's a whole cluster, it's a whole operating system, it's a whole paradigm that is used to certain things, that is used to certain outcomes. So we just leave that behind and we switch and insert a new identity. This is spiritual technology, right? We don't need no chips for that. This is spiritual, this is quantum physical, neuroscientific technology. You shift into this new identity, and with this new identity comes a new way of thinking and feeling and speaking and acting and creating results. That creates a whole new loop, a whole new cascade, and that is how you create constant and repeatable, reliable, new results, right? And that's exactly what I do. I work with a system that helps you to create new results on a continuous, repeated basis. So if that's if that spoke to you and you want to work with me, you find the links in the description box down below. Join my community, it's free. And if you take all the resources and you apply them and you feel good around that, and you want to continue working with me one-on-one or in my next group container, I'm looking forward to see you in the community and then in a one-on-one call. And you are a force of nature, and I'm looking forward to see you act like it.